What's up, homies? Welcome back to the Walkout Podcast with myself, James, Lewis, Nathan, and Michael.
Hey
We're going to
guys.
be discussing some topics today. What are we starting with, Nathan?
Well, I think we should start with Michael. You had a pretty interesting topic to discuss. Something about a gay baboon and a village. Could you please explain this frankly traumatic event? It sounds like.
Oh, so I was basically I went down to my local corner shop and bought myself a newspaper and was completely flabbergasted to look on the front page and see a picture of a very gay baboon staring at the camera.
I'd just like to add, this guy is 19 and he still buys newspaper. Like this is true.
This is
No,
a bit
there's
weird.
nothing
What's going on?
I know. It's just a bit out of his time. You know?
No, I'm just bringing back the old times. There's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, basically there was a village in Africa. Was it in Africa? I can't remember.
South
I
Africa, I think,
away.
is the specific.
Yeah, and essentially a gay baboon just went crazy in the village, and forcefully attacked 5 men, and don't know how we could tell the difference, to be honest, but it forcefully attacked 5 men, which is crazy.
I don't know how
And-
we know
and-
it's gay as well, but.
Well, it only went. In fact, it only went for men.
I think because
one
it's a
man could just be a
male.
coincidence.
I think because it's a male baboon going after men means
Yeah,
that the
it's-
assumption was made that they could be a homosexual, but we don't know, do we, James?
One man
Could be
just
bi.
a coincidence.
Could be
2
bi.
men, it could also be a coincidence. 3 men's a bit crazy.
But once you get to the big 5,
Yeah, once you're
I-
on 5, that can't be a coincidence anymore.
You
You're
know.
just gay at that point.
yeah.
There's no turning back.
That just completely destroys any idea of probability.
No, that's
5
it
is
gets
the-
to a certain number, and no, it's not a coincidence anymore. It's just straight okay.
5 is the
Yeah,
border.
that-
5 is the border. That's the line we draw. The line in the sand is once you get over that 5 threshold, then you have no defense mechanism. Especially
that's the point at which there's no return.
especially when you're just a stupid baboon and you've got nothing else to do.
That's the thing. He can only go after what is natural. Like,
But
obviously,
are
he's
baboons
human.
stupid? Because they're not that
They're
dissimilar
not
in
as-
terms
they're
of evolution to us humans.
Well, they're quite
They're not
dissimilar.
Yeah, they're,
I know.
They look
they're
the
like-
same.
So they're like the closest thing to humans. Like,
Dogs are
or one
quite
of the closest.
similar.
They're
I
one
think,
of
as
they're one of the
well.
closest.
Oh yeah, like Billy and
Dogs.
like Boise. Boise's
Dogs are,
very
yeah.
similar to you,
He's
James.
some sort of monk.
No, dogs are. Not as close
I've
as
never
baboons.
seen you walk around on 4 legs.
Not as
barking.
close as. Not as close
Oh, I
as
have.
monkeys and stuff like that.
I've seen James crawling around on 4 legs.
I do that sometimes.
Well, I will
Yeah.
say that I've got I've done extensive research, and the average IQ of a baboon is 60, and
That's higher than Charlie's, I reckon. Sorry, guys. Charlie's not here, but
He was on the previous episode.
yeah, if you refer to the last year's episode,
We're gonna try and be a bit more consistent. But,
we're gonna try and up the
yeah.
consistency. But as we know, we're on a yearly schedule at the moment, but we could overtake
Yeah.
it.
So stay
Times
tuned
are-
next year.
So
Stay
tuned for at least 2024. Keep your eyes
But,
peeled,
we will be back.
eyes and ears peeled. So,
No, but it really got me thinking. Let's say you were like the leader of that town, like the mayor or the president or whatever you want to call it, like the leader of that place, and you heard there was a gay baboon terrorizing the village. What would be your course? Like, what would you do? What's your course
what
of
can
action?
you do is the question, because the thing with a baboon is they're
true.
such
They're
dominant,
unpredictable.
and especially if this one's got his hands on 5 already, means that they're a
Mm.
seasoned
What if you're
veteran
one
of
of the
what they're
5?
doing. Yeah, well, I think in my eyes, it's how can we stop this being 6, and at least how can I not be the 6th?
How can I get involved?
How can I not be the 6th? So I think that
It's 5 right now. Okay.
let's keep it. It's a bit like
Let's keep it fine.
it's a bit like
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
if you go last year at Old Trafford when Liverpool were beating Man United 5-0, they were just thinking, how can we keep this at 5? They weren't thinking, but then obviously this year we see that they were thinking, oh, let's keep it at 3, but then they let it run rampage. They let the baboon out the cage and it hit 7. So luckily we didn't have more.
We don't know if the baboon was killed or injured or captured or
we don't have any updates on this South African village. I reckon it was overthrown by this one baboon.
I think the baboon is now the mayor of the South.
I think this baboon now runs. I mean, to be fair,
if it gets to that number, you just sort of like say,
at that point, he's broken. At that point, he's broken half the village, so
at this point, what can you actually do? This baboon owns you.
He's gone 5. The testosterone must be through the roof in that baboon, and the adrenaline. You're not doing anything to it. Let's be honest.
Okay, well,
sorry, just one more quick thing. A baboon's really that dominant? You know, I thought like a load of them was a bit dangerous, but one baboon, surely you can.
Well, the stats speak for itself.
Yeah, well, there
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, according to study.com, baboons are very strong and full-grown baboons can weigh over 80 pounds. They might be less strong than a human who has trained and is in good physical condition. However, a human in not good physical shape might be beaten by a baboon. So
this must have been a very large baboon, though. If it's got 5 separate, fully grown men, by the way, these aren't like little boys or whatever. These are 5 fully grown. Oh,
you didn't have to put too much specification on that.
No,
that was a bit specific, Michael.
They're not like really small, like little people, but these are fully grown African strong men, and this baboon's overpowered. I want to what is the heaviest baboon ever? Because if this was the heaviest baboon ever, the Chakma baboon is perhaps the longest species of monkey, with an adult body length of 50 to 115 centimeters. The male weighs from 21 to 45 kg. See, 45 kg.
That does not sound right, though.
But
half of like a normal.
But we know about baboons is they are vicious, and animals are vicious, and the animals, they don't hold back. You know, like when a human, you're doing something, like you know how you can bite off your own finger. You're strong enough to do that, but you don't because you hold yourself back. I reckon baboons, they just go full force. They don't care.
Yeah.
And when they had a clear motive. Let's be honest. They had a motive. I mean, one time you could put it down to sort of like mismatch, but and like whatever, an accident. But once he hit the big 5,
this was no accident.
This was no accident. This was pre-planned. This was meditated. This was
100%.
Okay, well, moving on. James, you had a pretty interesting topic you wanted to discuss, and it had to do with someone being 100.
Interesting topic. I don't know if I wanted to discuss it, but it definitely needs to be brought up because it's caused some conflict within this group. I have come back from my futsal training today. I'm at uni. I don't want to be using up clean clothes or anything like that. I obviously need to shower. But I wanted to come on Xbox as well, play some Pro Clubs, Rocket League, whatever. So what I did, I needed to have a poo. I stripped down naked to have the poo, and then decided to go on Xbox. I wiped perfectly fine. I washed my hands, and now I'm being frowned upon. Because...
Well, this is why.
That's the thing I want to know. Why? First of all, did you have to strip fully naked?
Well, I took my top off anyway because it was very warm when I got in. I took off my coat. I took off my top. I was very warm.
But why have the shorts and pants come off? There's no reason.
Yeah, you don't have to go full
there is.
bollock naked.
I was sort of conflicting between going in the shower and coming on Xbox. I just took them off. I don't know about you, but I'm more comfortable when I have a poo. I don't know. Leave it in the comments. But I'm more comfortable when I'm just completely naked and I can have a poo just free.
Well,
and then I had it, and then I'd already put my stuff in the wash bin, so I was like, you know what, just stay naked. Get on Xbox.
This poses the question to. This is where we're going to open the floor to the audience, the live studio audience I have in my room.
Yeah.
Is it okay to poo and then sit naked on your bed? That is the core question, which I think
wanna
it's
jump in
not.
here. Yeah, I want to jump in here very quickly and say no, it's not.
I think the
Yeah,
bare
but
I think the bare
there's a
minimum. I think the bare
important
minimum
part
is
of this.
pants. The bare minimum is
60
pants.
Yeah,
pants on bed to sit in your bed,
You asked, is it okay?
and it's not.
You personally might not do it, but I think it's perfectly fine.
Is it socially
I'm sorry.
acceptable? Would you
I've
look at
locked
someone
my
the same?
door. There's no one that's going to walk in and see it.
Well, James, here's the
Like-
thing. You're gonna tonight, whenever you go to bed, you are gonna rest your head near a place where your bare
I'm
arse,
going to rest my head on my
freshly after there has been fecal matter dumped out of it, and
This
it's
is a
going
very
to
good
have
point.
spread all over your sheets, and you're
I
gonna
will put my
snuggle
head
up.
on my
You're gonna
pillow.
snuggle up under them, James. And I know you're a bit of a sheet sniffer, so they're gonna go into your.
Sheet sniffer.
They're gonna go in
Yeah.
your system,
No,
in your
I've
eye, and
sat
you're gonna wake up
perfectly- I've
pink
sat a
eye.
safe distance away that my head when I sleep is going to be far enough away from where
where you
my
wiped your bum.
genitalia was.
Well, James, this is where I think you need to have a long, hard look at yourself and realise, is it really worth it at the end of the day?
It's because on top of this, you just change your sheets. You just got clean sheets on, and
Yep.
you're risking
What a
getting
better,
dirty
no
again.
better way to mark your territory, I suppose.
Well, I don't think anyone was planning on taking it though. So
I
don't
think
you
this.
really need
I
to
think
mark
this
your
is.
territory.
I think. I personally think this is a big overreaction.
No.
I just.
I think
well,
I think it's a forced debate from your behalf. I think you know we're right in this.
a forced
and-
debate.
Yeah, I think
What?
you sat there and thought, why am I sitting here?
Yeah, but if I
completely
think
naked,
it's wrong,
having
why
just
would
done
I
a
do
poo?
it? I sat here for a good hour and a half, 2 hours.
I don't know why you did it, to be honest with you. But
James,
it's-
that's a question for yourself, not us for
that's
an
what I mean.
answer.
That's something.
We
you
can't
should
answer
think
that
about
question
and
for you,
ask
James. I'm
yourself.
sorry.
Yeah, to be honest, to put it quite simply, I don't know.
Well,
I don't
that's
know why,
that.
James.
Well, you don't have an argument then.
I do. I know, but
So you don't know
just-
why I did it.
Yeah, because I can't mentally comprehend your decision making. There, it's just no, I can't. It just baffles me, honestly. But each for their own. If that's what you want to do, then by all means,
Yeah, if you want
sit
to
on your bed butt naked and
drag your balls through the
pooey-
forest.
pooey, sweaty balls.
And also, I'm just gonna
Articles,
say,
yeah.
I didn't rub my whole body over my bed. I
Oh, I
sat
know,
down.
James. When you play Rocket League, you like to thrust.
Yeah,
your hips back and
let's
forth when
put
you
some
play.
context on this, guys. So all the viewers listening or the audio listeners, depending on what you're listening on. If so, give us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon,
Yeah.
Google Podcasts,
Even Netflix.
YouTube, on Netflix.
That's
Give us,
shameless.
make sure you give us a thumbs up, and
Sky Go.
and also if you're at the cinema, if you're at the cinema right now, give us a big cheer. So
Your Odeon.
if you're Odeon, View, all of
Elliot
them.
Boom.
Oh,
We're
okay,
going
okay,
live
okay,
now.
get to the point.
I've forgotten my point. What were we talking about?
Everyone in the cinemas, cheer now if you think James is a wrong un.
I heard it. I'm convinced. I'm. Is that just me, or did I hear from people listening to us live from Wembley Stadium where they're playing this right now? I
There
heard
are
a big.
no stains on my bed, I must add, and I also.
Yeah, you can't prove that. Go on, Nathan, insert a picture of what James's sheets look like right now.
Well, this is going to be just fake news.
No, it's not.
No,
Go on,
the
send Nathan a picture and he'll put the
yeah. I
the
will.
right picture
I
up.
will. James, there is a reason. There is.
Well, I don't
this-
think I need to send him a picture. I think he's going to, come up with his own.
Oh, that's a bit sus. That's a little bit sus.
All right. Well, no, I'll send it.
Go on then. Yeah, Nathan, put the right photo.
I'll also include my Xbox controller, just for good measure.
So we can measure how big the stain is. We have.
So I've got a
There's no
stain
stain,
for
mate.
context. Thank you.
There's no stain.
This is my Xbox controller for context.
There's no stain. You man are just hating.
No. Well, you
Well,
haven't sent anything. Not that I've seen. But it's
I'll
all
send
right.
it to Nathan.
okay.
'cause he
Well,
says- he says
James,
send.
I see a distinct brown stain everywhere. So
There you
No.
go.
Anyway,
Case closed.
well, that's the end of Can You Poo on Your Bed?
Get used to this,
Um,
guys. I get bullied.
James doesn't get bullied. James gets constructive criticism
Yeah, but
quite
I
a lot, and he's really bad at handling it.
I think
It's
it's
justified.
justified.
Okay.
James, as your
Right.
friend, I am going to say I am a bit concerned about your habit of pooing and then rubbing it on your bed. It's not
Yeah.
it's not a
It's
healthy
not-
habit.
it's not healthy.
Let's be
I
honest.
think we should move on because you guys are just
Okay, fine. Let's move on.
creating lies. Now.
Well, we've got James, another story that stemmed from you, which is about a 100-year-old, 100-year-old woman running.
I didn't know you included this, but yeah, I've just seen
it's
it
top
on
of the
Instagram.
topics list. Please do enlighten us.
So a woman in, did I read Vietnam? I think it was Vietnam. Has ran 100 meters. It wasn't a race because there's no, well, there wasn't. It's not many 100-year-olds that can run 100 meters. But she
Yeah.
completed it in 1 minute 17 seconds. And
You see, now this is one thing I just want to point out.
It's not
I
impressive.
think society's double standards are fucking outrageous, right? She runs 100 meters in 1 minute and whatever. Everyone cheers and goes, "That's not running." I'm pretty sure I could crawl that backwards on my head quicker than that. But you know, apparently she
gets a free
national
pass because she's
hero.
100.
Yeah, because she's 100 and she's a woman. I think it's mainly because she's a woman.
That beats the
Right,
question.
because
How many 100 meters could you do in the time it takes her to do one?
we can calculate.
well, I don't think that's the point. I think the point is she's 100. Her joints are going to be very old, very tough to mobilize, and she has kept herself in good enough condition to run.
To be fair, that's a good point.
I know-
She
I know-
would
I
get
know-
mushed by a
I
lead
don't know if
pipe.
you've seen the clip. She did run it.
See, it's like one of those things,
Um,
like on TikTok, right? I always see videos of like old people doing the TikTok dances, right? And they get millions of likes, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is so but like they're so shit at them.
Yeah,
It wasn't Vietnam,
honestly.
by the way. It was Vancouver. I knew it began with V. I thought it was.
Those are
gonna be a
very,
bit weird.
very different places.
Yeah, Vietnam.
I was
But, yeah, but you know, I thought it was a country when it said.
we've gone from we've gone for a sweet Asian,
Vancouver.
sweet Asian
she
lady
didn't do it in
running
a
to
war
a
zone.
Canadian
She's Canadian. Yeah.
in a war zone.
No. Whoa.
Vietnam.
Vietnam's not a war zone.
Set Nathan off. Vietnam was a war
It
zone.
was a
like
war
50 years
zone.
ago, James.
Yeah, did you not see the CS:GO? Not CS:GO. The fucking
Let's keep on
Call of
topic.
Duty
Let's keep on
update.
topic.
Okay, let's keep on topic.
Vancouver.
Let's keep on topic.
My
Yeah,
bad, guys. My bad.
Yeah, but it's unbelievable that they get a free pass just because they're old. Like, so what? So
Well-
what?
Very
What's so
hard.
special about it?
This woman is 81 years older than you.
I don't
She's
care.
lived your lifetime times 5, and well, a bit more.
She's never had a KD as high as me. Let's be honest. She can try all she wants. 100
I've
years
just
of
got
experience
I've
doesn't
just
get you
got
anything.
some more information here.
Have you?
So, at 100 years old, New Yorker Ida Keeling has set a new world record in the 100-meter dash for runners over 80 years old, with a time of 1 minute and 17 seconds.
Yeah, it's not.
She also holds the record for the fastest time in the 60-meter dash for her age, and took up running to cope with the deaths of her 2 sons, and has continued
Right,
to
I-
help with her coach daughter. So she's got a daughter that coaches her.
Okay, well, I'm just.
I
gonna
think
say,
that's a
when
very
I'm-
wholesome story.
I'm saying it now on this podcast. When I'm 80 years old, I'm going to demolish that
In your-
record, and I'm going to gritty right at the end.
I will salute you.
I'm
for
go-
that.
I can griddy 100 meters at 90
reckon I-
faster than her.
I reckon at her age, you know, I'll be older than her, and I reckon
It might not
I'll
even be in
beat
your
her.
control. You could, you know, God forbid, you could have cancer. You could have arthritis, which completely.
okay,
you know,
James, no need for
ruins-
that, mate. That's what I said.
Well,
if
This is
if
what
I'm
I'm saying.
above
Such a good
80,
achievement.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm above 80, I will beat that record. 100%. I'm coming for it. I'm going to be
Alright,
training.
and
from-
I respect that.
from
Okay.
70 to 80, I'm going to make sure I'm in top physical condition, and I'm going to smash that record.
Well, this begs the question: does she get a glaze or a praise?
Oh,
She gets the praise from me.
Actually, Michael, what she get from you?
I don't know if
No.
I could glaze 100
fat
euro.
glaze. Fat glaze from me.
Okay.
100%.
Well,
You just glazed 100 euro.
moving on
I'm gonna have to glaze
to
100
the
euros,
big,
sorry.
the big topic that I know, James, you're excited for, which is football this week.
Football this week,
Oh.
yes. We all
So
love football.
We
More
do.
specifically
We do.
from today, I think we're excited.
So, guys,
Oh.
at the time of recording, it's not been long since Chelsea did the unthinkable and knocked Dortmund out of the
And won
Champions
again.
League in the round of 16, winning a game at Stamford Bridge
Scored
under
as
Graham
well.
Potter, with Kai Havertz scoring and Raheem Sterling, two very informed players.
Pretty crazy.
So
Crazy.
informed
And
players.
I think that that it was just a great achievement. And does anyone just for context, Michael here, say hello.
Hello.
He's a Chelsea
Hello.
fan. James, say hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
Chelsea
yeah. That's
fan
enough
as
from
well.
you. He's a Chelsea fan as well. I'm a Wolves fan. Come on, you Wolves.
Yeah, how are
So,
Wolves doing in the Champions League this year?
well,
We
shut
don't
up.
need to. We don't need to talk. About
We'll
that,
pass
'cause we can
and
just talk about Chelsea.
I'm gonna open the floor up and say, guys, what's your honest opinions on the result?
Well,
I
Michael,
think
do you want
it's
to
pretty
start?
I'm pretty happy. Yeah.
Is that all you're willing to go to?
Yeah.
I think over the last few weeks we've had a lot of negativity, and I think it's just brilliant that we are able to finally shut some people up.
Mhm.
You know, quarterfinals of the Champions League. You know, Arsenal obviously haven't even been in the Champions League for 6-7 years. I think it's
Arsenal the last like 15 years haven't even got past the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
us getting to the quarterfinals of the Champions League this season with this team. I mean, obviously individually we've got very good players, but we're playing very bad in the league. We've been knocked out of both the English Cups. Mate, to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, that's a very underrated achievement.
It is.
I'm very
Well,
very happy.
That's enough of Chelsea. Let's look
Is
at
it?
other significant results over the weekend, such as
Well, we can get on to
the,
Wolves now.
I was going to talk about the
the Wolves one first. There's a bigger one, obviously. but we'll
yeah.
talk about the
I
Wolves
was
one.
going to talk about Southampton, Leicester, but Wolves we
Oh, that's the
absolutely
driest game.
steal the show against Spurs. It was very nice. If we break down our stats into the first half and second half, overall in the game, we have 46% possession. We split even possession-ish. We had 8 shots, 5 on target. They had 22 shots, 6 on target. We win 1-0. I thought it was a boring draw. If we go to the first half, for the first 45 minutes of the game, we had 0 shots, 0 on target, 0 block. We did nothing. And they had 11 shots, and so we were just clearly more clinical. A rare goal from Adama Traore. He did not mean it, but I respect. It was a brilliant goal, but as a passionate Wolves fan, I know at the bottom of my heart he did not fucking mean that.
I'm just going to ask you, Nathan.
Yes.
Do you think you deserved that win?
I think the game itself deserved a 0-0.
Okay.
I think that game had 0-0 written all over it, but ultimately, what it comes down to is the fact that Spurs kept hitting the bar, and we'd had some good saves, but they didn't really do anything, and we are just going on a bit of a title charge. So I think that we did. I think yes to an extent, but I think that probably it was the draw was deserved out of that game more.
You can't. I think I'm not a massive fan of XG. I think it's quite a misleading stat.
Oh dear.
I'm just gonna let you know the XG from that game. Wolves had a 0.48. Spurs 1.53.
Okay, but
So-
James, if you look a bit up your screen at the score, what does it say?
What
What does it
I'm
say?
just getting onto that. I've just said that I think it's a misleading stat. But do you not think Spurs deserve to score at all?
Well, they hit the
Especially with
bar
so many
and had some
shots.
good saves. They probably did deserve a goal. I mean, more of the takeaway was that unfortunately Diego Costa, our biggest, I think he's our top goal scorer this season,
Oh, really?
was stretchered off with an injury, so he might be out for a bit. But
And obviously, me and Michael love Diego as well.
I love
He's
Diego.
brilliant.
So now the next score and result to talk about is one that I missed because my girlfriend thought it would be a great idea to go and have dinner and go out. So I had to miss. I got to watch the first half of this game, so I saw one of the 7 goals, but I missed the second half. and had to say
Not
through
good
gritted
enough.
teeth, "Oh, it's okay. I can watch the highlights." But I'm opening the floor. What do you guys think of Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0?
I think good result for Liverpool.
Thank you, James.
I think it's a very humbling experience for Man United. I personally do not like Man United at all.
I don't like either.
They-
to be honest.
They've been brilliant recently, Man United, but I mean, let's be honest. No one expected. I don't think many people even expected Liverpool to win, let alone not concede and score 7.
Yeah, to be fair, I remember because I didn't actually watch the game. I can't remember why, but I didn't watch the game. And I remember seeing. I went on the Premier League app and saw that it was 3-0 to Liverpool, and I thought, oh wow, Liverpool are playing well. But I think 3-0 is not like that unbelievable of a scoreline. It's obviously surprising, but it's not that unbelievable. I thought it'd end up like 3-1 or something. Didn't think anything of it, and then I think like a couple hours later, I saw it on someone's story on Snapchat. It was 7-0. And I was pretty surprised.
I'll be
Same.
honest.
I
I think 7-0 flatters Liverpool because
yeah, I think
the
goals that he
6th
made
and
to make
7th goals epitomise it. I think they were very not lucky, but when everything just falls for you in the right places. It was.
I think lucky is the right word.
Well, and it was a bit of a capitulation from Manchester United. They didn't really do
Mm.
anything. At that point, they were like, "Oh, whatever."
A lot of people saying Liverpool didn't even play well, which is complete bollocks to be honest. Because
Yeah, Gary Neville said that, didn't he?
you can't win 7-0 and say you didn't play well. Man United were awful, but Liverpool did what they needed to do. Played some good stuff, and fair play to them.
Came home with the result.
Well, I think that was
Yeah.
all the football that happened over the weekend, which
Well,
takes it
obviously
to.
there's Arsenal as well.
Yeah. Well,
All
they
the
just,
interesting-
Well, we've talked about all the interesting
I hate
games.
no team more than Arsenal, but congratulations.
Yeah,
yeah.
well done. You did something cool. Nice. Okay,
I
welcome.
don't think that was Arsenal. I think that was just Bournemouth being shit. Honestly.
Yeah.
I want to make that very clear.
Okay.
Yeah, we carry on now.
Okay, well now it's time for
Oh.
Nathan's Naked Quiz. Welcome
Quiz.
welcome to the Naked Quiz. I hope no one's got their clothes on. It's time for Nathan's Naked
Right,
Quiz.
so hold on. So am I supposed to sit on my bed naked?
Provided you haven't pooed recently, please do
I
not
have
sit on your bed
showered.
naked. Well, James.
No, James, right, hold on. It's okay to sit on your bed naked, but just not after you've done a fat, hunky,
I
steamy
wiped
shit.
very, very thoroughly.
I don't care how.
Sorry,
firmly
Dave. I don't
wiped
want
it.
to ruin your quiz, but
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Just derail the
James,
hottest quiz on the world right
No,
now.
I just want to make it very clear. Like, no matter how hard you wipe, there is still going to be poo there. You can't.
I understand that, but there was no bad. There was nothing bad on my bed.
Yeah, but James, you have an
I do not-
excessively high fiber diet.
high fiber.
You eat too much fiber to the point where it's just liquid pellets shooting. So I know
I
that.
can firmly deny that. Actually,
Well, okay. Question.
I can firmly not deny that.
Okay, well, this argument and debate will go on probably for the next couple episodes.
we'll bring it up next.
We'll
week
bring it up next
or
week
year.
or next year, depending on when we next upload. So, I would like to ask you question 1. To the nearest feet, how far underwater can you no longer fart?
Oh, bloody hell. Are we competing against each other?
Are we going to do whoever's closest? If neither of us get it.
Yeah, whoever's closest gets the point. To the nearest
Right,
feet,
Nearest
You go
feet, how
first.
far underwater do you need to be?
where you can no
and then
longer
you
fart.
can't- You can no longer
There's a
fart.
threshold that once you hit this depth or deeper, you can't fart.
Okay, I'm gonna look really stupid here because I actually have absolutely no knowledge of any sort of metric in water or anything like that. I don't know how. So I could say like 10 feet, and I don't know. Well, obviously that's not that deep compared to the whole of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just gonna say I don't know, 200 feet.
Okay, Michael.
200. Fuck me, mate.
Mate, I have absolutely no idea. I have absolutely no
I'm
idea.
gonna go with 35 feet. I reckon.
The answer
This
is
a suitable candidate.
you can't fart once you reach 32 feet. Michael, you win.
Wow. Fair play, Michael.
Get fucked, James.
See,
Mate,
I look, as I
feet,
say, I said I was going to look stupid. I don't know. I didn't
Well,
know
no one-
it's 35
let's be
feet
honest,
deep.
it's
I
not-
don't
it's
know.
not- It's not common knowledge. It's not something they just teach to everyone.
I
how
didn't know
deep underwater you
35
can
feet
fart.
was that deep.
35 feet is like roughly like 10 meters, isn't it? Something like that. Nearly.
What?
Something around there. I think it's about 10 meters.
But like, I'm thinking like,
Yeah, it's 10 and a
if
half.
I'm 6'1", right?
All right,
If
James.
I multiply myself, I just don't think that's that far. But clearly it is. So I've been shut up. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
well, what bodily fluid is an acceptable substitute for eggs in a baking recipe due to their similar protein structures?
oh my god!
Well, this one we can't really be close. It's just
Name a bodily fluid.
which one this is going to be.
Which one's it
I'm
gonna be?
going.
Lock in your answers.
Right, Jay, do you want to go first?
I went first last time.
I'm going to go with cum.
It is a safe bet. It's a safe bet.
I think that's
It's definitely a very Nathan answer as well.
Yeah, I think Nathan searched up cum in that.
Can
case.
can I ask where you've got this answer from? Like what sort of website or?
Reddit.
Oh, so it's definitely come then. I mean, I'm not going to say it because it's just copying Michael, but I'm just going to go.
You might want to say it. It's the right answer, otherwise. I'll take
Yeah,
the
otherwise he gets the point. There's only 3 questions in Nathan's naked quiz. It's one of the rules.
Well, the bodily fluid that breaks down
Oh, fucking hell.
proteins.
Oh, I don't care. Just say it, mate. Honestly.
James, it's
What?
bodily fluids.
Do you have a problem?
It's a fluid in the body. And
I don't
guys,
know.
guys,
Just
can
say it.
we stop
I don't hear all
having
this.
guys?
I'm going to say
guys.
protease. Protease breaks down protein, so maybe that.
Right, so we've got a sweaty tryhard answering cum. Well, the correct answer is neither. It's blood.
Oh no!
So we went for proteoids and cum.
Don't go, oh no, as if you're about to say blood.
No, I actually was. I'm not. Like,
Oh,
I can swear. I can swear on. What would you want me to swear on?
ready.
Your pooey
I'll
bed
swear
sheets.
on the
Swear on your
20.
pooey bed
I
sheets.
swear on my own dog. I swear on my everything. I was going to say blood.
Oh, it doesn't
But
matter 'cause you did it.
I didn't
well,
say
you
blood,
didn't.
so yeah.
Right, well, that means no one gets points. So it's currently still 1-0.
And we're going into question 3. James, everything rides on this, and whether you draw Nathan's naked quiz or
lose.
Why can't it be worth double
Nathan's naked
points?
quiz.
Whether you get humiliated on
Because James, Nathan's naked quiz doesn't have double points apart from special weeks, which we're not in a
But
special
remember-
week.
okay.
Remember,
You have to tune in next time for.
Yeah, 'cause
Well,
Yeah.
remember,
it
like-
might be next time, might not, but. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there will be next time.
Okay. So then the third and final question of Nathan's naked quiz is: if you eat a polar bear's liver, you can overdose on a vitamin. Which vitamin is this?
Fucking hell.
So it's going to be a letter, right? It's going to be.
No, it's a number, James.
It's going to be. Yeah, but it's going to be like vitamin. Well, I'm not locking in an answer, but it's going to be vitamin A. It's not going to be like a random scientific name that I've never heard of.
Yeah, like proteoids or something, or whatever you said. the last
Protease.
one.
Protease.
That's year 11 science days, you know.
I do actually remember the name protease.
I don't know why I didn't say blood. It was never going to be protease, was it? You got it from Reddit. I don't know why I said
I
that.
think I should get a point because cum is closer. Protease.
Get the point.
No points for you, Michael. It's still 1-0. Okay, guys, what vitamin can you overdose on if you eat a polar bear's liver and die? You will die if you overdose from this vitamin.
I'm getting C or D vibes.
Well, is it one of them's from the sun? Is it C or D's from the sun? Vitamin D's from the sun. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's D.
You can
I
think
dunno.
you
I
can
don't
think
know.
out loud, but you
don't know
Michael, potentially you could be helping your opponent. I mean, me,
That
it's
is
like there's nothing
terrible.
here. It's Nathan's naked quiz. You can do whatever you want. Like,
Okay.
I think I'm gonna say vitamin C.
okay,
hmm.
if you're locking that in, James,
I'm
You see,
looking it in.
James, push the buzzer.
I could just be really boring and say vitamin C, and then James can't win.
Yeah, but I could have
Still
gone with
win.
cum last time. I didn't.
Well, you
Michael,
should've.
lock in
But
lock in a
I'm
more
not going
exhilarating
to-
answer. It's Nathan's naked
I'm
quiz.
not going to double answer. I'm going to go with vitamin B.
That's what I thought you were gonna go with. I thought you were gonna go with D. If we
Oh.
if we're both wrong, could you like
No. If we're
we
both
like
wrong, we're
redo
both
it?
wrong. Okay, we do another question, even though I've won.
No.
We have a winner of Nathan's naked quiz this week. It is Michael.
Oh,
You can overdose on vitamin A and die. So with only one question being right, and that was because it was getting closest to it. Nothing. Nathan's naked quiz ends 1-0 after 3 questions.
Yeah, no. But to be fair, I was very close.
You were very close, and you were very close with all you were very close with all your answers.
Questions as well. Very interesting.
There was that's
topic.
Nathan's naked quiz.
Nice.
So that takes us to the final segment, which people can play or pass on. It's called Glaze or Praise, where we each take it in
This is gonna be
turns.
a common theme.
This
of
is a
the
common theme.
podcast.
Sometimes I'll just bring up the topics. Sometimes we'll bring up. This week I thought we'll do a bit more freeform, where each one of us we take in turns. We'll only do one each because it's the first episode. You've got to keep things going.
Okay.
Where we each bring up a topic for everyone else, and we all agree or give our own opinions on whether we think it should be glazed or praised. So we're going to start with you, James. Bring up a topic, and Michael, start thinking of one because we're coming to you next.
I don't even have. I have not come very well prepared.
Well, you should always come prepared for the Walkout podcast, James. You have a year to prepare.
I'm gonna. Okay, I have got one.
You've had a whole year to prepare for this.
I have got one. So I have been at uni for a while now. And it does cost £2.60 each time I want to wash my clothes. So as a substitute, I have been washing. I've been washing my clothes in the sink with some hand soap. When I need a specific item of clothing. So that is my topic.
James, that's a firm glaze.
That's a firm
glaze.
My goodness me.
You wouldn't praise it on the basis that I'm saving.
James,
money.
you lost me
No,
at the hand
no.
soap. You lost me at the hand soap. As soon
Hand
as you
soap.
said hand soap, if you were using like cleaning stuff. sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh, that was just Raquise. Ignore him. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's-
So that's a firm glaze from me. What's it giving, Michael? What are you giving it?
100% glaze.
Okay, and James, you're giving it a
I've got
praise.
double
I'm guessing.
glaze.
You got some
double glaze.
some double
Are we
glazed.
getting a triple glaze?
Or James, are you praising it? Double glaze and praise.
I've got to praise this. I've got to back myself.
Okay, fine. Michael, your glaze or praise of the week or the year depends on how frequently we do this.
Right, I was thinking the other day, is there any point? So I haven't wiped my bum this week,
Oh my god.
and I was thinking, what is the point in wiping a bum if the next time you poo you're gonna have to wipe again?
That's true. That is actually true.
So on James's basis of saving things, I'm saving toilet paper by not wiping.
You
and
are.
leaving it there. How God intended, So yeah, what do
Well,
you think of that?
I've got to glaze that because you're contradicting your argument about me.
What?
You know, you're saying if you don't wipe, even if you wipe well, there's still going to be.
Yeah,
some
well,
poo there.
James, here's the thing: is that
No, no,
You're obviously leaving it all there.
Michael is not advocating that you don't wipe and then sit on your bed naked. He's just
I
saying
did
you just
wipe.
don't wipe straight up and and then you go on with your life and sit on your bed clothed, especially if you've just
But I did-
leaked poo out of
I
your
did
bum.
wipe.
Yeah, you did wipe, but clearly not thoroughly enough because of that big stain in the photo you sent me.
Yeah, so I'm not contradicting myself, James. I'm saying there's nothing wrong with having. poo in
I'm
your bum.
glazing it anyway.
I'm saying there's
I-
a problem with having poo in your bum, wiping it on your bed, and then sleeping in your bed.
You're getting a glaze. You're getting a glaze.
Okay, Nathan, what
You're getting a praise from me.
Thank you.
Hmm.
I think personally it's a praise. I'm saving toilet paper. Yeah. So I'm getting double praised.
Okay. And
I'm single glazed.
James got double glazed. I got double glazed.
My topic for the week is on whether we glaze or praise is the Madagascar film trilogy.
Okay.
I love Madagascar.
The hippo is fit. So I'm gonna have to glaze.
The guy
Yeah.
Moto.
Moto.
I'm gonna praise Madagascar. I'm gonna praise it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna glaze it. Purely because
And he's using the different context of glaze. To be fair, I didn't really intro on what this. Actually,
Yeah,
you don't need intro. We don't need intros. You either like it or you don't. You're either here to stay
Mhm.
or you're not a real one. That's what you need to know. And finally, a rogue one that I'm going to throw in there is the Walkout Podcast. Is it a glaze or is it a praise?
That is a firm praise.
It's a firm
Otherwise,
praise.
you're
I've got
gay.
one more thing that I want to. I mean, Nathan, glaze or praise for the Walkout podcast.
I was going to say praise, and I was going to outro this, but sure, James, you can.
Well, I've
Yeah.
just got one
interrupt
thing
my
that we can come
outro.
back to. We can come back to each week. I want to choose one game from this week's fixtures, and we're all going to predict it. Just a random game, and we'll come back to it next week and see who did the best. So,
And can we also
So-
predict? If two people predict the same scoreline, you have to predict the first goal scorer as well.
yep, that's fine.
There you go. Okay.
So I'm going to say, Nathan, could you pick a number between 1 and 10?
6.
Okay, so we're going to be predicting the score of the Crystal Palace versus Man City game.
Oh, you know what? I think that's tough because Palace,
It is tough.
for some reason, always beat City.
City always fuck up random games as well, so it could be that.
And
this
it's
one,
always
but
to a
they
team
also
like
can
Palace.
Go ham. and
They
just
can.
smash them.
What did they beat him? They beat him like 3-4-0 last
Mm.
time, didn't they? Holland scored a
Mm.
hat trick or something. I think.
I'm gonna go with a solid 3-0 Man City win.
I was thinking that, but I thought that Palace would score. So I'm gonna go 5-1 to Man City.
I'm gonna go 3-1 to Man City.
All right.
Hey.
Interesting.
Should we predict first goal scorer just because?
Can do. I think the first goal scorer will be Wilfred Zaha.
You think Palace are gonna go 1-0 up?
I think they will, and then City will just blow them out of the water.
I think that it will be a Grealish goal from an Edison assist.
Oh,
Wow. Rogue one.
that's gonna have to be some pass from Edison.
Or it could just be some run from Grealish.
It could be, but I think it's more likely to be a outrageous pass.
I'm gonna go with a Erling Haaland happen as the first.
Ah,
goal.
okay.
I think Haaland is going to. It's gonna be one of the games Haaland just scores like a hat trick in or something. I reckon he's gonna score all 3 goals. It's gonna be 3-0.
All right, fair enough.
That's my prediction.
All right.
Well, Thank you so much, guys, for listening / watching. Make sure to smash a like on the Walkout channel. Also, subscribe and notifications turned on. Make sure to give us 5 stars on Spotify. Yell out, James has pooey sheets if you're in the nearest view.
If you've made it this far in the video, comment that as well.
Yeah, if you made it this far, comment James has pooey sheets to make sure we know you listened. We can check. We have analytics. We have your IP addresses. We have everything. We have your credit card numbers. Everything's in. Yeah, and trust me, you don't want that. He has toxic poo. Right. Tell us whether you would glaze or praise us. Thank you for watching, and
See you next week.
we will see you next week or next year.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.